Hi guys, hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Sota in a Pod. Drum roll! Yeah, thank you guys, thank you. My name is Kezia and of course I'm your beautiful host. You know how we do it week in, week out. Today promises to be so much fun as we have a lot of things lined up for your enjoyment. I'm so excited. I'm hyped. Actually, I'm hyped about this episode.
I think I am too.
Yeah, I'm excited actually because we're about to get it started. Well. Needless to say, this episode is brought to you by House of Sota. You know, they always do their due diligence to hook me up with the best of the best outfits. And you can do well to check them out on Instagram. They're at House of Sota. You know, Sota is spelled Sota. And plus my face beats, my makeup. Oh my God, makeup artist from above. Kamani Makeovers beat my face, and she does that every week, beats it to perfection, maintains and preserves my melanin. Thank you so much, baby girl. Thank you. You guys do well to check out on Instagram at Kamani Makeovers. Yeah. So, I won't waste your time today. We'll just get right into it real quick. So, with me is an amazing gentleman.
Okay.
Not so gentle though, but okay, gentleman. Let's just be very formal and say gentleman.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a sales associate, a data analyst. I was surprised because I did not know that I even know what he's doing, but I'm just kidding. This guy's an intelligent guy. He knows a little bit about everything. I remember off camera, he was analyzing, or just analyzing. He was analyzing someone. Oh, she was. Our producer was telling him, "Oh, when I wake up, I always cough or something." And you're like, "Oh, I think you have." What's that thing you said?
Neuritis.
Neuritis. Even the lady had to say, "Sorry, are you a doctor?" I like the fact that you know a little bit about everything. Like, he's somebody that you can always go to if you want to know something. He has knowledge about virtually everything. That's amazing. His name is Ayobami Dele.
I like how you called the name.
Hey, drum roll. Thank you so much for coming, Ayobami Dele.
It's always a pleasure.
I remember you told me your name was Ayobami Dele. Normally, everybody knows Ayobami.
No.
So when you said Ayobami, like,
I'm unique.
oh my God. Okay.
What do you expect? give me my flowers.
Give me your flower. Okay, we are going to give you a flower because I don't understand. I don't. But really, thank you so much for coming.
Anytime.
Today's topic is very, very. I don't use the word interesting. Is special to me, you know. And I know that we've had a conversation off camera where you said you had like somebody that this happened to, and the person was like super dear to you. And I would love for you to share your experience. You know, it's about suicide. You know, for suicide is like when an individual decides to take his or her own life. Using any means, you understand. So, and it's something that in our generation is been very suicide has always been a thing, but in our generation is crazy right now because we have like people just waking up and just ending it. And I don't like, so I feel like Nigeria, we don't take mental health seriously. Because I remember that I was talking to an elderly woman, and I was telling her about how I left a job that was toxic to my mental health. And she was like, "You Gen Z, that is the problem I have with you people. You people," and she's very learned down there. She was like, "You people just up and leave any. Sometimes you need those environment to grow you." Unless she was talking with her accent. Sometimes you need, because I'm a product of toxic bosses, toxic. It made me. They were not all toxic, but I'm like,
She will challenge that toxicity somehow. Either
yes,
to our
and
kids
transfer it maybe to our workers or something. Because I feel like one thing that I like about us in our generation is the fact that we can leave a toxic environment. Though they say, "Oh, we don't have patience. We're not." Because I say I love our parents, right? They stay in toxic. They stay at toxic jobs just to put food on the table. They're there for 30 something years just for some measly plaque and say, "Oh, best," something for 35 years of service. So I want us to discuss about it because I know you have like a personal, somebody that was like really close to you, you went through it. And I know that sometimes suicide, I don't know if it's suicide. Suicide is not just, for the person. It's like people that you leave behind that really goes through the pain.
Yep.
So would you like to like dive into like what happened? Or did you notice the person was going through? So what was the story? And
okay. This day one is usually the life of the party, the liveliest person in the room. always here and there. You know my kind of personality. Just imagine the person having that kind of personality,
As well.
always having a bit of this and that. And all of a sudden, he was going through. I think it started with, I think maybe financial situations. Then it became a job situation. Then to put the icing on the cake, he had a severe breakup with his
So say
partner.
that again.
A severe breakup with his partner.
Ooh.
I think his partner of I think 9, 10 years. Yeah. So it shattered him.
Did you know about like when he started going through these problems where because he said it was the life of the party,
Yeah.
was like so no those kind of people now people hardly know when they're going through things because they always cover it up with jokes or they're okay. People don't even think that something is wrong with them. So did he at any point tell you? Did you notice or I don't, did somebody notice? I don't know.
Even at the point where he was even going through therapy
Excuse me.
section to even get back to himself, you won't know this person was actually in
Oh, so
recovery.
it was
He
it
was
didn't
still
die.
he was still camouflaging, being that guy.
Oh.
But then this is someone
Sorry,
that's
this therapy section was it? Sorry to cut you off. Was it after like he attempted to?
yeah.
Also, he didn't die.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
Oh, okay. So
He
continue your
didn't.
story.
So it's more like after the whole breakup thing, um he couldn't process everything. Just came down on him at once. He couldn't process the whole thing,
Finance,
the
everything.
finance, everything. But the breakup actually got to him a lot.
More.
And you get this thing. We live in a society where you have the masculine bias, where you feel that the guy is not supposed to feel the
Right.
pain or cry or go
Toxic
through.
masculinity.
Exactly. But in this sense, that was his only way of expressing his pain.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, he actually tried. Okay, what happened was he just he slashed his wrist.
Who is
Yeah,
this?
he
Oh,
slashed his wrist. Then he was unconscious. The partner in question, it because it was an argument. They were having an argument. He and the partner then they were having an argument. Then it got so heated. She was going to walk away from the 10-year relationship. It couldn't.
10-year relationship.
Yeah.
How do people even date for 10 years though? Like, were they like 12 years old when they started dating? Because I'm sure you told me that, I mean, this person is not an old person. Like, how old do you think the person is now?
Yeah, it should be 29, 30. Yeah.
So 10 years, so that dating, like, let's say 20 years.
I think that's the question you give to you. But then,
Because I'm
yeah,
like,
but there is 29, 30.
what? Wow, 10 years. Okay, moving on. Wow.
So, if you've been in a relationship for like, let's say we've done 3 years, 4 years, you know how that person is like the center
Deep.
of your world. But obviously, now imagine 10 years where you built your entire world around this
Around the
person,
person.
and all of a sudden, you just have to wake up, you won't see that person anymore. So, it's really, it was a big challenge and a change in dynamics for him. So, yeah, it
When he
was.
slit his wrist, who caught him? Like, did you enter? Like, who found him? Were you the one that found him?
Okay, let me paint a very good picture of this. He and his ex, they were actually having the conversation. It was an argument that led to the breakup. Um, I don't know what actually ensued between both of them, but at this point, they were having a conversation. She was walking out of the relationship. I think was apologizing or begging or trying
Wow,
to
okay.
mend things, and he couldn't just take the pain anymore. And it was like,
So was
okay,
it that day he slit his wrist? That's him.
yes, that same day, that same, in fact, that same hour.
So did the girl was still there, obviously?
Yes, in her presence.
And what did she do?
She reached out to his sibling, I think.
Okay, so I'm trying to pick like you were there, so like when he grabbed the knife, like was she not trying to stop him? I don't know, like
Well, she did try. She was only, you. It was a point where she felt that he wasn't going to really do it.
ooh, called his bluff.
So yeah, exactly, because it didn't actually start with. It wasn't a knife actually. It was a razor blade, and it really cut so deep. You can imagine the pressure you have to put into slashing your wrist to actually slash a vein. I think he tried with this kitchen fork that has two pieces. He stabbed himself on his thighs, I think, a couple of times.
He was really trying to kill himself.
Yeah, he was hell bent on it. So all these normal people now, you have these all these local fortification. Oh, you can't be pierced, you can't be
Oh,
stabbed,
so
you
he
can't
was
be.
locally fortified.
Yeah, definitely, he was locally fortified, so he could not be stabbed
Stabbed.
by this thing. So, but then because he tried. If you look at his, if you check his ties out from pictures, you see You see those marks of
Mm.
those things, but it could not go in. But you could just see the scratches, the bruises from those things. Then you just picked up the blade, obviously, and everywhere blood as if you just slaughter a ram. And a couple of minutes, it was passing out. Then the
Oh.
lady reached out to his sibling that, oh, maybe we should come and pick up, because this happened in the girl's house,
Ooh.
at the lady's house. So she reached out to his sibling, oh, come and pick up your
Your
brother.
brother.
This thing is happening at the moment. And it was late in the night. I think it was happening, I
Wow.
think around 10, 11 in the night. So she could not, nobody could come that night.
Right.
But then he was passing now. So they had to find a way to rush him to, they could not get a clinic at the moment because it was really late. So they got, luckily enough, they got a pharmacy that was about to shut down, who attended to them to
She might
just,
have even died.
yeah, actually, he
At this
was
point, okay, he was unconscious, so he
he
didn't even
was
know.
unconscious. So just the both of them, the lady tried to get a pharmacy close by, and yeah, they did a quick first aid to just have it stop. Then the second day, he got a stitch to
No.
adjust the vein back, and yeah, then it didn't stop at that. Actually, that was like a night. Now, this is the funny thing. He tried twice that night with the stabbing and the blade thing. Now, the second night, the lady was still trying to process. Okay, okay, I've heard you. I'm not breaking up with you. I'll do this. Then all of a sudden, she moved out of the house and left him in the house. So it went from zero
To
to 100
100
again.
real
So he
quick.
got sniper and
So, wait, don't you think that's a bit? I know there's something that they say like you should be able to love somebody well enough to let the person go. I don't think I want anybody to love me. I get it, like, oh yeah, he loves me, but I think that's like it's giving obsession. Because I mean she knows the reason. I don't know, like you said, you don't know why what happened, blah blah blah. But she has a reason why she had a reason why she said, okay, you know what, I want out of this thing, I don't want to do again. Female now, because now you said when she came back, she was like, okay, I will do. When they stitched him and everything, he's giving force, like, let me just be so that he won't kill himself. I don't know if you understand. Like, don't you think that was a bit like it's giving
apparently,
obsession?
I don't want to digress, but apparently later on, the lady later said he did that to blackmail her.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
that's
so
gas. That's she's not. Is it a black? Is it blackmail they call it or something? Because
gaslighting.
or gaslight. I don't know. I don't know if
Yeah, it's
gaslighting is
gaslighting
because
actually.
what's that?
Yeah, but in this sense, yeah, the truth is, from where I stand, I feel you can't actually judge a situation unless you're in it.
Okay, true that
Trust
though.
me. And when it comes to matters of the earth, you can't be the judge.
Hmm.
How you deal with matters of the earth is different from how I'll deal with mine, and different.
Hmm.
We all handle these things differently, as we all have different orientations. Basically,
So what do you
some people are family oriented,
oriented?
so they hold love like they give their
No,
all.
that's yeah, that's my point. Like
Yeah,
I can hold love that way, but I'm just saying. So at this point here, did you talk to your friend like, guy, what were you thinking?
well, at this point, it's not like don't forget, it's not just this breakup that is coming up.
Okay, finance thing, but
Everything,
the breakup was the
everything
top of
was
it,
the top of it. It felt like, okay, this was the only thing keeping me together.
right?
Yeah, everything was falling apart. This was the
Mm-hmm.
only thing keeping me together. Then all of a sudden, what the glue keeping him together is off. Then
What's the point? What am I doing here?
exactly. At some point, I felt he was selfish because he was actually thinking of himself, not even for the girl,
For his people.
for his people, because it felt that he was just thinking about, oh, it's my pain. Let me just end it. It's my pain. Not knowing that,
It's
trust me,
everybody's pain. When you
everybody's
die, like
pain when
everybody's
you
going to feel
die. A
it.
lot
And
of
that's
people, now one person, yeah, there's this adage that says, now one person they die, now 1 million people they bury him.
hmm.
So that's same way. Yeah, I feel, yeah, I feel he's a better person right now. Sure. I think so.
So like from that point, do you think someone if they told like I mean you're close to the person, so do you think like you would ever say, oh, if something like that should happen again, would ever consider, oh, you know, or you just say to himself, I would never let myself get to that point. I don't know.
Well, all thanks to therapy. Thank God I'm actually quite close to this person. All thanks to therapy, because in Nigeria at the moment we don't actually rate what therapy does or how well. We don't
I
value
was wondering why you take person went for therapy. I'm like in
we don't give,
Nigeria,
yeah,
I'm
we don't
surprised.
give therapy so much value. That needs. Normally, normal, without even all these circumstances, it's normal for you to just go to therapy and just
Clear
express your
your
mind, clear
head.
your air, just pour your mind out and just more like a reset to yourself. But then this actually helped him to see things. He was able to view things from different perspective, from different angles, and try to and manage things better. Yeah, he's actually a very good person. As much as the time factor hasn't been that long, but trust me, he's not going to regret.
Consider that time because
No, no, no,
you
no.
said
Yeah.
something. I mean, I remember that I have a friend that her boyfriend told her this type of thing. He was going through a lot of things, and he was like, "Oh, you are the one keeping me sane." Like, so when he said it, that oh, he was going through financial problems and stuff, and like she was the one that was keeping him
There's always a factor
together.
that keep people together.
So yeah, because I
At
just
one
made me
point,
realize that what
yeah,
if this girl decides to leave this boy with this boy now? Because he's always very big on oh, thanks for being there for me. You're like the one really keeping
yeah,
me, blah blah.
yeah,
So all these girls just say she's not doing again. Like, should I don't think that should be because I don't know, like you said, it's more like emotional blackmail to an extent.
yeah.
Because
It's to
what
an
if the girl
extent,
wants out, like she's not feeling, and then because she knows that you might kill yourself, she's just there.
but then
Do you get what I'm saying?
who walks out of a 10-year relationship?
People really though.
Yeah,
People work out for 20, 30, 40-year-old marriages.
marriages.
Relationship, or is it not? Is marriage not a relationship?
Exactly.
People
It's
work out of it. You might not be feeling it again, and it's sad, right? It's very sad because yeah, I know marriage is a sacrifice, making up, but sometimes this our generation, especially, we get bored. Who tell you that I'm not more attracted to
that's
my
right
wife?
though.
I don't. I'm not saying it's right, right? Because I feel like as a partner, wherever it is, you should be going together. Or I don't know if that makes sense. Or sometimes some people can feel like, oh, she's not on my level. I don't know if you understand.
Yeah, yeah.
So then, what do you want to do?
Well, in some situations, like maybe they started off as pairs, and I don't want to be bad or say something, but then we all know the economy favors the ladies more than the guys. Like if they're on the same
What do
pedal,
you mean? Like
yeah,
women always make it faster.
trust me.
Pretty privilege.
Fine girl,
Fine girl, Lara. I won't even lie, it's a thing. Yes.
so
Oh
yeah,
my god! I was
definitely.
telling somebody today that I have like I know somebody who's an acquaintance and she has always had to work for everything she has. Now I'm not disputing. I'm not talking down on hardworking ladies. I'm an hardworking woman myself, but
Hmm.
sometimes I just get oh you're looking good today. Let me send you some. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm like
I think I need to start
do you
sending
know,
my account details more.
oh yeah right. You know just find get allowance like you said. You say thin. That's what I mean. I'm very very big on how I look. How people. I mean because looking good is good business actually. In fact, it's really good
Please start
business.
smelling good too.
Smelling good. Jesus Christ, have mercy, man.
Start smelling good too. Not
Smelling
just
good.
looking good.
Because yeah, you can see a
Smelling good
pretty
is
girl and
important.
you're like, whew,
Have some ladies walk past
jump
you. Like
scare.
you'll be looking at her from. Okay. I went to a concert yesterday. I went with someone, but a lady passed beside me. Yeah, this
Hey,
girl was all flashy. She was the whole sexy thing. Everything
and
was
she had a stench.
apparently from the concert she had danced
So you
and the
have to
whole
have wear
body.
plenty. You
It's
have to
like
wear
so
body
as she just
deodorant,
breathed
body
like she
spray,
just passed like I
perfume.
like whoo whoo whoo. So then
I promise you, there was one time let me just tell you a quick story. I was going to camp. I won't forget, it was redemption camp. They know this Holy Ghost service issue. So we were on a bus, and this guy had mouth odor. It was so bad. We were like so many in the bus. I was young. I was younger than this.
hope the
And the
boys does not
mouth,
have AC.
yeah, yeah, I don't think so. The mouth odor gave me a headache. And I'm not even, I promise you, I'm not exaggerating. I had a migraine from the mouth odor, and it wouldn't stop talking. So I got to the camp and I was
No.
useless. I was throwing up. I had migraine. I had headache. I was like, oh my god, like oh my god, like yeah. So there's something like pretty privilege. As I was saying before we digress,
Yeah.
So I was telling my friend that this girl has always had to work for everything. She will carry her the hair for like 3 months to be bringing her like try try and be washing your hair, be washing it, and then if you call her, she's very sensitive. You cannot even tell her. I know why women are like. I mean, I quite can't tell her now. She's saying, "Oh, she thinks she's all that and stuff." I mean, back to my topic, the topic of I feel like mental health is something that we don't really. And to be fair, I used to be guilty of it until I went through it. I was working somewhere, and I was earning good money. I'm never going to lie. Like if I had to consider the money, I would have stayed back. And that's why I know that I can't stay in a anything toxic marriage, toxic relationship because of money. I will not stay because that place, if we're talking about the money, it was good. I would have just stayed. I'm like, oh, okay.
I
But
think you need to drop the name so people
I will
that
not.
want to go there for the money can
Let me
go.
not drop the name. Oh, let me not drop the name. Oh, I beg you. Hey, I don't have money for cut case. Cut case. I'm not sleeping cray before, but I mean, pretty much, it was so bad that I was afraid to go to work every day.
No,
It got so bad I was afraid to go to work. I was literally crying.
nah,
And
that's
then
bad.
when I knew that I had to really leave was when it started affecting my self-esteem. I don't joke with my self-esteem because it took me a lot to build it. I was bullied as a child because I used to be very skinny and not so fine. I'm not even gonna lie. I wasn't that. Then let me know. Well, let us call it spade a spade. I wasn't that fine. Bang. Like
Dying.
dying.
Okay,
Yes.
because now
Yes. Now. You get. So I mean, like, I'm not let me say, it was very bad, and that's why I knew that I had to leave because I'm like the person that I also to grow, that to I also to you now have to come and collect it from me because of no, I'm going to. And I told my mommy, on my reason, she was like, hey, are you sure? But when I spoke to her, she saw where I was at in my head. She was like, okay, whatever gives you peace of mind, and I got a job that wasn't as big as that my job, but I had peace of mind there. Do you understand? Like, oh, at least I can breathe here. All right. And I still have, if I still have colleagues there, they are always complaining but they can't leave, probably because they have like maybe kids. I'm not married, I don't got kids. But I mean, I have responsibility, huge ones,
no,
huge responsibility. Lagos rent is not joking. You understand what I'm saying? So,
no,
but still, as I said, and I trust God so much that God's going to take care of me. I still God, I just tell God, "God, this job that you gave me that I fasted and prayed for, you want to kill your daughter, oh, you have to help me because I can't. I mean, like, and that instance is this year. I lost like when I lost my house, I lost my job, I lost like I almost lost my relation. Everything was all like this. Honestly, it was going. And for the first time, the devil is a bastard. As he said that I was vulnerable because I already had like everything not going well for me.
yeah.
He just slipped it in like even and I'm not about suicide that I figured out. It doesn't just it's not that we just come on. It's just be
Small.
small,
Yeah,
dropping
the old intent or the old
idea.
idea about it. It doesn't just come at the face.
Right.
It must have been creeping in,
Oh yes.
creeping in, creeping in, like
Subconsciously.
subconsciously, to a point where it just needs one massive push
Bam.
and that
True.
and that and,
And
and
you're good
that
to go.
because
Yeah.
this in this sense the guy like imagine someone who was working but was going to financial crisis, was going to relationship crisis. But now imagine adding losing his job, losing a lot
It
of
was like
his
everything was
earning.
just
Like
crumbling.
yeah, you thought he was at a zero before, then he now went to
Right.
like minus. So it was really, really challenging. It
Crazy.
was really crazy. Even
Crazy.
I think to even pay for some of his recovery
But his
therapy
friends were they not
sections.
like supporting him. Like well another thing, another guys don't open up.
Yeah,
It's still part of the toxic masculinity we're
exactly.
talking
Yeah, it
about.
took. I think I want to believe it took a lot of courage and kudos to him to actually open up to those of us he decided to. And this person is not this as much as he's an outspoken person, he's a free person.
He doesn't
He's not like
divulge
that
personal
personal
information.
information. Yeah, he can be out there. Oh yeah, I think I failed to mention one of the things that actually got him was the fact that the relationship was these social media kind of relationship. It was it
You
was
have to
it was
update the online in-laws. Hey,
exactly
what I go to
it
tell
had
the
a lot
in-laws?
of online
Presence.
presence. So
Ah,
it was really really telling.
that's why I can
They
never.
even have they had a Instagram account that
Wow.
where they update this day,
Wow.
preparing people, putting out a and all the rest,
Wow.
making us say God when.
With the online in-laws, you have to keep us updated. Nah.
Well,
I'm sure the person probably like thought about those like, where do I now start from? Like,
yeah, a lot of I told you so, I told you so, I
ish.
told you
So
so.
when the
Because
signs
he,
are
he
always
actually
there.
lost a lot of friends because of relationship. Relationship built to a level whereby you need
Mm,
to actually let go of your friends and build on your and concentrate on
true.
your partner. So now yeah, those that were supposed to be like his emotional support system,
You don't chase
they
them.
were no longer there.
Yeah, most time.
Even down to his immediate family, they were no longer
Ah,
available. So yeah, it was more like All thanks to her though, because she's this attention craving person. So
So you
she
had
clipped
to.
all the support
Ooh,
system,
so you
and
couldn't even get anybody
it
close.
was all his world revolved around, and all of a
Oh,
sudden
cut that off.
I called that off. So you have someone dangling out there with a lot of crises,
Oh,
bombarding left and right.
nobody,
So
no
yeah, so
help.
I like I said, if you've not been in a situation, you can
You
actually
can't. Yeah,
enjoy.
and I think I can't relate fully, but all I know was it was a bad place because one thing I'm very big on financial independence. I like when I can. Everybody likes to have money. So when
Hmm.
it's my money, nobody can tell me how to spend my money. So at that point, I didn't have a job. Oh my god, I felt like everything was literally. I had to like move some of my things to my mom's house at the time. And in the midst of that, I remember that even to pray was so difficult. They even made sure that I was so vulnerable because I was like, what am I even praying for? God that I've been praying to. But I wanted about me deep down, just that he's God. But you know that in the middle of all these things,
Leonce
devil
coming
like
out.
silently introduce
Post with the
suicide.
most.
But me,
I
I'm
mean,
I am a
yeah, so we
ah,
also
even
follow
if I had my dream, I'll
Kimani's
do BBL, but I
makeover.
can't
She's
do
a
because pain.
Kimani's
I'm
makeover
afraid of
on
pain.
Instagram.
So it's not me that
Yeah,
will not
follow her.
carry.
Shout out to her by the
Hey,
way.
remember,
And
Well, well, well. When you have someone who is pain tolerant, or those who are courageous, or those who are in your face that hey, they don't
excuse me.
care. They are always confrontational.
Yeah.
They don't care what is happening. They don't care what is going on. They are just in your
But you
face
will
all
be
the time.
shocked. The thing about suicide is even people that you think can't do it. That's the thing. I don't know.
I think I failed to mention the factor. He actually planned it in a way that people would just wake up. It was a day to his birthday. He planned it in a way that
Oh
people would
my
just wake
god.
up to wish him happy
And you see
birthday,
that he
and
had
it
died.
would be more like an obituary thing. So it was, yeah,
That was the devil just really make
yeah.
sure he
Like I
scattered.
said,
Devil
it's not a
wrote
one
the
time thing.
script. Yeah, like oh my god, so that
It
devil is
has
very,
it a
very
way the old
right.
thoughts were just coming together,
If
and all of a
the
sudden,
devil will just help you with planning it, you'll be falling in place. Why? I remember that at that point, I immediately because I'm a very spiritual person, so I understood so much. Understood enough to say
oh,
I knew I was under
sorry to
attack.
cut you. It was an accident again. I forgot.
Ah,
Before that. So yeah, so like I said, it was a lot to do.
wow!
It was
In an
a
accident,
car accident, very very fatal.
it was
Um,
just God that didn't kill this person at this point because it
yeah.
was looking like devil wanted to really take him out any which way. You're gonna
So
die
he actually went through a lot,
a
and
lot,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm glad for the kind of
I hope
person
you're
that
still
he is.
checking up on this person. You still look up.
Trust me, he's good. If you see him now, if he tell you, did this guy went through this thing? Like,
And
are
he
you
has another
sure?
girlfriend now that he's probably loving up on him.
Well, that
You don't know. You
well,
don't want to share with us. Because
how would I did they when did they do their this thing?
maybe somebody is making him happy now.
Yeah, but actually, he's actually when it comes to relationship and social
He's a
life,
lot careful. It's better.
yeah, very very careful. He's more open. He's very free. You know, someone who is free spirited before. That I think that was the only plus size to it. While talking to the therapist, it was just something the therapist actually capitalized on. She integrated him back into the society gradually. He went
Hmm.
into small group. Oh, he's actually a brand ambassador for
You.
a adventure for one adventure group like that. He's even on their page on their website
Oh.
page for. On his birthday, they give him free entry for all the outdoor activities for the
Oh, so
year.
he's
Like,
back out
yeah,
there. He's like doing a lot of
trust
activity.
me, the guy is clubbing. He's out there
Mm,
living the best of his
mm.
life, and he's back on that social pedal
Well,
with good
right.
job, nice
See,
place, nice babe. And
oh, nice. Oh, you
let me
just feel that
tell
he has a
you,
babe. Okay.
okay, an upgrade. Let's say maybe the X was a Pentium M.
Okay. The X.
Now
Right.
this one is more like a Core i5.
So, okay.
Okay.
For those that don't really understand, can you please?
Okay, the computer people actually understand.
Tech bros and Texas.
Yeah.
So
You understand
let's
the magic.
say the X was like this one is like this. That's pretty much what you're talking about. Or like this.
I think you're still
Or like
fair.
this.
I
Or
think
like this. I mean, but yeah, I'm happy for this your friend. Honestly, I am
yeah,
happy
definitely.
because. But then I still feel like we should pay a lot of attention to our mental health. And I can't really overemphasize. And one thing is one thing that keeps me going is the fact that I know that it's a phase, it's a pass. So even whether that breakup, I know, but there's some faces that are like terrible. They sound like almost life threatening, like what your friend went through was life. It threatened his life, probably even almost took his life, right? But you have to know that it's a phase. Because I remember when I was going through all of those things, I had it was just like a still small voice, and that's why I don't know how people. I don't know. I don't want to be so religious and stuff and but I'm a spiritual person, and I know that there's always a still small voice at the back. And it's,
Yeah,
sometimes we silence the voice. I
sure,
don't know
sure.
to do bad thing. Yeah, something we tell me, share, don't do it. Well, I'll do it. There's always a still very calm small voice, and you know that will tell you, and I love you, and I have plans for you, shall ah, if only. But the devil is, I know the devil is very crafty, he's very, very intelligent. I will not even lie. So you have
One thing I want you to know, sorry to cut you.
no.
One thing I want you to know is this thing is actually influenced by pain.
Mm.
It's the primary influence is pain. It comes with pain intentionally. We have, all these at the moment of pain, I want to say you don't get to think about anyone else.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, shut you up.
You're the one feeling in that moment. You just get to think about yourself alone, and you just get to just act on how to just stop the pain. It's more like your hand is inside hot water. The only thing your head is thinking about is
But there's a
remove
Yoruba
it
adage,
or
right?
just
That
pour the
says
water away.
there's a Yoruba adage that says, I'm going to say in Yoruba, I'm going to say in English. Ori, hey, Ori bibe calling or Ori fifo. So if you have a headache right now, beheading yourself or cutting off your head is not the one that will make the headache to go.
Are you
I don't know if
sure?
you're
Are you sure?
the person that we brought to come and talk about suicide telling me that
Are you sure? Because I know
you just end your life. Now
I
you can always take pill or you can always take like drugs that would help you, you know, like medically tested drugs.
have you had this kind of migraine that you just
I
want
have
to
had
you want to
migraines.
remove that head and
Yes,
just keep it in one
yes,
place and just walk
yes,
away to your
yeah.
neck?
But one thing that came, it was that they were temporary. The pain was temporary. I'm telling you the truth.
At that moment, you know it was temporary.
No,
That's what you need
and
to.
that's why you should take. You see, that's the thing.
What one
Take
thing?
control of your mind. The mind is, you know, see, if you know how deep. Sometimes I get to some places in my mind where I'm like, okay, Keza, you've had enough thought for the day. Or yeah, leave that part of your mind because it's very dangerous. I still tell people that there's some part of your mind where you shouldn't even get to because it's deeper than you. You can get swallowed up there. That's why you say, "Are you sure it won't work?" Beheading yourself. Beheading yourself eventually end. Look at it will stop it,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
it will sever like or it will destroy so many things. But imagine you take a drug, right? A pill, or take medications, right? Start medications, and you actually stop the headache. Yeah, it might not be drastic, it might not be immediate, but it starts to reduce, and then you're able to manage it. Before you know, it goes totally. But still, apart from the fact that yeah, pain doesn't go immediately. You know, let me just end it. Like I said again, it will still you at that point to the person, it will just know that that's the only solution. Let me just get this thing over with. Let me just get this thing over with, and then nobody knows what is on the other side. But I'm a firm believer of suicide is never like it is never,
It's never an option
never, never.
because when if you tell the person that oh look at you tried to do this look at you
And we
now.
live in a sorry, culture. We live in a very wicked world where people will find it like look at what you said. He said he's a bubbly guy, he's out there. People find it difficult to open up to people because people that you're opening up to their admonishing. Admonishing means they're gonna know you, they're gonna do you.
Is it now if
And
people
then you know,
when
so
people are even getting married without even telling their best friends?
people are living Nigeria without telling people
Living in
anybody.
Nigeria is better. At least you have this spiritual excuse
Hey,
behind it.
your village people
But
cannot
then you have your
afford
childhood
to.
friend of how many years you grew up literally together. He's more like your family member. And all
Oh
of a
no,
sudden
that one is different.
you get married, then doesn't know or she doesn't know.
So I mean, wow, that's
Yeah.
messed up.
So
But then
if you can actually trust your friends with that kind of information, then
how
how
would
do
you
you
now
expect them to
tell? And
tell
that's the thing,
you?
it's getting really bad because now we have people that we can't really trust because oh, if I tell this one now, because everybody, especially when everybody sees you as perfect, oh, this person is this, or then you come in to talk about your pain. You might, especially when how would I put it to you, it might be like, oh, maybe they'll not start perceiving me a certain way because that happened to me because amongst like I have people that they were acquaintance to me, they were my acquaintance and they were like acquaintances and all, but they sort of looked up to me. So
Yeah.
when they had problem, they'll come to me, you know, and I'm very therapeutic, you know. I will therapize you, you understand?
Nice one.
So imagine that's why like who therapizes the therapist? That's like because when the therapy that you're good, that therapist that you went to now, if she's having now who therapizes her, like who does she go to? Everybody should have somebody.
Someone, yeah. I think for in this sense, it's relatable because this person too, when I have issues too with someone I talk to that gives
Ah,
advice.
wow.
As a matter of fact, he has a lot of younger ones, not like blood related, but all these younger ones around that I don't know, he
Coaches,
coaches,
right?
he mentors.
Mentors.
Yeah, so he's that kind of person that he has a lot of people looking up to him from work, social life,
So you want
every
to let people down like that. I don't want them to
exactly. So
see
you
me.
don't want people to see your downside. That, oh, this is what you're going through, or you're not strong enough. But
Yeah,
then, I feel this actually this whole scenario has made
right.
me. It has I've paid more attention to this whole society, mental awareness situation,
Mm,
and yeah, once in a while I come across posts and
mm.
this thing where communities where they talk about
Mental
where about
awareness.
mental health,
Trying to
and
talk to people.
it's more like a priority.
Yeah.
It's not about talking to someone.
Yes, I was going to
The
say that
message out
too.
there is, oh, talk to someone, talk to someone, talk to someone. No, it's not about knowing talking to the right person.
True, I was going to say that.
Talking to the right,
I was going to say
just
that.
need to talk to the right person.
Right.
You don't have to. And yeah, maybe there should be this special appeal. I get they're trying to make their profession, but then in a community like ours where therapy is not that much of a big thing, I think maybe there should be some bound regarding the financial situations whereby someone who is not financially buoyant enough can still get the therapy help they need, or the mental
Mm,
help they need
mm,
from certified therapists. More like a pro bono thing, or people doing it on more like
yeah.
from voluntary place of, because I remember when he was going through his own therapy session. Imagine someone who was financially broke, saying he should come and pay 24,000 for a four session therapy a month. So imagine how he's struggling to cope with food. How do you expect him? But luckily enough, he was able to find someone
To
like
help
us
to
to help finance the whole
the whole
thing, yeah, the whole
process and
process,
stuff.
and yeah, and that
Mm. Because as there are times like what you said some is finding the right person. Because I remember that there were times that I've gone through things. I like to use myself as a case study a lot because I've gone through life. Like so I've had my share, my fair share. I remember that sometimes I don't even want to I normally I go to my mom, I'm very close to my mother, I talk to her a lot. Sometimes I don't even you know that she's not the right person for that type. I don't know if you understand.
yeah,
Like you
yeah,
said, that's why I'm very big
there's
on
in everyone's life we all have different people for
for different
different
thank you
situations. Yeah,
situational different
now
seasons
definitely I can't go
of your
and be
life.
discussing things about my personal life or some social life with my mom. I can't be discussing some certain things from my mom with my sister. I can't be mentioning some things meant from my
True.
sister with my friend. Like at the same time, I can also do that same thing with my cousin. Yes, there are
Mm.
some situations whereby you're even closer to your cousin than your
That's where you
immediate
have
sibling,
friends
but
that
at
you
the
know
same
that
time, we are not close. There's this margin where
right,
the proximity where people are closer to each other,
right.
and yeah, but just my own basic advice is, wherever you are, just try to be a good friend.
Hmm.
That's just be a good friend to whoever it is.
Good friends is cast in Lagos. So.
Exactly.
My friend,
I think we need to preach that more often.
yeah.
If just be a good friend. Just
Hmm.
be a good friend.
Be a good
Go.
person. I feel like it's
Don't
just.
even be a good person. Keep the good person to yourself.
Well, you can't be a good friend if you're not a good person.
You
You can't give
know.
what you don't have. Then you're
Please. I
pretending.
beg to differ.
No, you can't give what you don't have.
You can give what you don't have, definitely, but being a good person doesn't mean you actually have to be morally upright. Because when you say I think we need to define that good person.
Yeah, good person is not it's
It is
relative.
relative though,
Yeah, it's
in the sense that
relative.
when you say
So
good person in our
yeah,
community, when you say good
yes,
person, it means the
yes, it's
person has to be
relative.
morally upright.
Maybe
And now I
no,
think
not
I need
like
to rephrase now. Be a good person, but the person doesn't have to be morally upright. Because trust me, in the course
or
of
just
my
be the
years,
friend that your friend needs.
okay, I think that works.
Like be the friend that your friend needs,
Definitely,
and
definitely.
be there
That
for
works.
each
That
people,
works too. That works
But
too.
and see at the same time be able to know when people are milking you because people are wicked. Once you're doing good friend, I'm there for my friend. They
My
will milk.
dear, you know that at some point you need to accept people who milk you.
Yeah, but when they milk you too much, you can be empty.
Yeah, you can
You
actually
will be
control how much they
empty.
milk you. But
Uh-uh.
then, if you're of the notion that, oh, you don't want anybody to milk you, then trust me, you're not ready
Yeah, I
for the
mean, you are
friendship.
milking somebody whether or not you know it. Yeah, no
I
matter
know.
be. I mean, it's not like terrible. Because you have to milk somebody. Where do you get wisdom? Where do you get? We are making God.
He has plugged their mouth to the tap now.
Yeah, you just understand, like,
When we go to church, say open heavens.
yeah, I'm wow, wow, wow. I've learned a lot today on this episode, honestly. I have learned so much. And I believe that, I mean, our audience and our viewers, I've also learned a thing or two. Be the friend that your friend needs.
Basically, that's
Yeah,
just the
be the friend
underlying
that your friend
factor.
needs. Take your mental health seriously. Pay attention to the littlest things. Don't let anybody say, "Oh no, you are exaggerating." Because we have a culture, and you have a culture in Africa where we glamour we is it glamorize. I'm trying to look for the perfect word now. We exalt or we glamorize pain. Like, so like me, people say there's something they call you bakera kera. So I can't go through pain. Like, I don't like pain, which is weird because I have things on my body that makes people think that, okay, so how did you get this stuff done? Like, so, but then all I'm saying is, so people are like, "Ah, you exaggerate a lot. You that's something I want you." I'm like, but it's painful though. Like, I wasn't even exaggerating, but they're like, someone can just hit me and I'm like, oh my god. And like, so I don't think, don't downplay my pain. You pay me, no, like it's
Our
don't.
community, we kind of see pain as a way of valuation.
That's what I'm
We value
saying.
more like, oh, you see the traffic I went to today, man,
My own call, hey.
that kind of
You understand?
we tend to
Even
use.
for marriage, it says, hey, the girl know they cook. She know they go market for siren. No marry
That
am.
was the better now. If you see my own,
Hey, stop
no,
it. I feel like we should not encourage that culture. And I like what we are doing with the Gen Zs. What we're doing. What's that?
I'm looking at you. You said you
So I'm not a
Gen Z.
Gen Z. As in.
I didn't say anything.
Don't let me chase you out of my podcast. But I mean, thank you so much, Ayo. I know I was going to have fun on this one. This
It's
one,
always a pleasure.
as I knew we were there. Ayo is not that normal. Like, Ayo, okay.
What do you mean? What
Ayo is
do you
normal.
mean?
We're talking about mental awareness.
I'm sound, man.
Sound. Yeah, I
Sound.
know he's very sound. He's a very sound guy. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming. We appreciate you. Do you want to tell them how to find you on social media platform?
My Twitter handle is prince_off_dodo.
Even me, I'm here.
I love
I
plantain.
didn't hear you.
Okay, my Twitter handle is prince_off_dodo. I'm a plantain person and I rep my food.
So
anyway.
wait, hold on.
Okay.
Prince_off OFF.
OF.
Oh, okay. Prince of Dodo.
Yeah. Okay. It's
When I
now.
say that, wait. Okay, your sound. Your
Oh,
sound. Your sound. I mean, your sound. Okay.
Okay.
So on Twitter.
Yeah, that's my Twitter account and my Instagram handle, Michael Clay. Oh, I also have a foundation. It's called Iyalake Foundation.
Yeah, what?
Iyalake Foundation.
Oh.
It's in respect to my grandma. I started early this year. So it will be a year in January.
What's it about?
Reach out to the less privileged. Out of the little earning I have, I visit schools, public school, maybe 5 kids. I can pay their school fees. It's not much.
Wow.
Then maybe 10 children go to the the less privileged, the whale. I just buy from a buka or maybe Chicken Republic.
Yeah.
Just feed them for the day. It has
Do
been
something for them.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh wow.
That's what I've been
nice.
doing for me. Then my personal account, Michael Clay, on Instagram. That's MyKHELLKLEY.
Tell me why you're spelling like all those to go days. Is it Michael you're spelling MYKELL?
My dear, you are the Gen Z. I'm not a Gen Z. I may look young.
You are stuck in to go. You better this is 2022. Which one is to go? You know to go.
Did you use Facebook or not, Mini?
Yes now.
But you just call yourself Gen Z.
Whatever.
Okay.
Whatever you say. You know that we just said SUP. Then the SUP we said XUP. SUP. The fuck is that?
Yeah. The name has become identical with myself, even though I don't.
It's a brand.
Yeah. It's that kind of that. People have known me with that name. That Michael. More like Ayo. But then that's who I was when I was growing.
Michael spelled MYKELL.
KH, please.
Okay. See, it's confusing me. Spell Michael the way Michael is supposed to be spelled.
I think at the beginning of this podcast, I told you I was unique, right? Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, guys, thank you so much. This episode was sponsored. It was brought to you by House of Sota. Do you want to check them out on Instagram at House of Sota? SOTA is the spelling. And they'll check me out as well on my Instagram.
Mhm.
My Instagram handle is at Kezia. May I just spell my name the way it is? Kezia_Charis. Charis is spelled CHA. Kezia is not KAY, it's KEZIA.
I'm taking my sub. I'm taking my.
Yeah, take your sub. We are
Thank
2022.
you.
We spelled the way we're supposed to be spelling. Then,
Mhm.
anyways, I'll see you guys next week. If you have an amazing story for us to share, please reach out to us on our Instagram, via our Instagram handle, House of Sota. Share stories. We know things are happening in this Lagos. You and I know. You and I know great things are happening. Share stories. We'll be glad to talk about it on our podcast. Check us out on YouTube as well at House of Sota. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love you till we come here. Till I come your way next because he's not coming.
What
Till
do
I
you
come
mean?
your way next week.
You won't invite me again?
My name is Kezia. I will invite you. Bye bye. In a pod. Sota in a Pod is a podcast where we talk about all things fashion, all things lifestyle, and of course, we do that in the most relatable way. This episode is brought to you by House of Sota, which, by the way, they made this very lovely outfit I'm wearing.